Hi everyone, it's Battle. Hope you're well. So, have you ever had one of those days where you need to get on your mat, but you're just dragging your feet and it's like, oh man, I really know if I get on my mat and practice, I'll feel so much better. But yet, you think, oh, it's such a chore to get on it. Kind of like the hardest part about going to the gym is just getting there. Well, just getting to your mat sometimes the hardest part. So here you are. Here I am. And so I want to share with you today just my go-to 30-minute flow. My favorite poses that I like to jump into on days that I need some motivation, just to get on my mat and realize, hey, it's where I need to be. All right, so let's start seated. Come to your mat and just come to a comfortable seat. I like to start seated in this because it grounds me. So go ahead and move the flesh out from under. Get the junk out of your trunk and get onto your sits bones. Close your eyes. And start to just be conscious of your breath. Your inhale and your exhale. Noticing if it's smooth or ragged or short or long. If it's short or ragged, start to smooth it out and lengthen it out. Filling your lungs, filling your heart. Set an intention to take this breath and energize yourself through this session. So with every inhale, you gather in more and more energy. And even if you want to visualize the inhale pulling in some form of energy, something that ignites you, something that drives you, love, joy, caffeine. And then start to flutter your eyes open. And then bring your arms above your head, take a big long stretch. Intertwine your fingers, press the palms away, and gaze up. Lengthen your spine, send your sits bones down. And draw the shoulders back, biceps by the ears. Now drop your chin and still allow your biceps to come back a little further, keeping your hips right in line with your rib cage. Then open your arms and intertwine the hands behind you and lift the arms above and up. Pull your shoulder blades together. I like upper back stretches. I tend to hold a lot of stress in my upper back and tension. And then release. And then reach your arms back up. Turn your palms open. Your armpits open. Draw the shoulder blades together and just squeeze down so that the shoulder blades touch all the way to the bottom. And then pull your elbows in and squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades in. Reach your arms forward, round your back, hold your knees, and then come back up. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, palms out, armpits out, shoulder blades together, tips of the shoulder blades touch even to the bottom, squeeze. Go ahead, release, and take your right hand to your left knee. And take an upper back twist, looking out over your left shoulder. And then unwind and take it to the other side. And come back to neutral. And take your right ear to your right shoulder and reach your left arm out to the side and just explore in your neck, moving your head and your arm a bit. And then place your left fingertips on the mat and the right hand on the ear. bring it back up, neutral neck. And then drop your left ear to your left shoulder, working in your trapezius muscles in your neck. And moving the arm and the head. Found any sweet spots you need to stay, do it. And then place your hand down and the left hand comes to the ear, dropping the right shoulder down and away. And bring your head back to neutral, arms rise on your inhale. And drop your right hand down, left arm over, and then come over the other side. And just work back and forth in this motion, working into your side body. Send your opposite hip down. And then come back to neutral. Start to make your way to hands and knees. I incorporate cat and cow in almost every class that we do, just because it's the best way to articulate your spine and warm up the whole spine. So drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze on your inhale, and then exhale, pull everything underneath. Chin to chest, hips to shoulders. Inhale, drop your belly. Just a couple more rounds. Work with your breath. So sometimes my breath may not be the same length of breath that you need to take. So take a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, whatever you need for your cat and cow. And then come to neutral spine. Extend your right leg behind you and your left arm forward. And you can stay right here. We're engaging the core, firing it up. I don't tend to do a lot of core work if it's a day that I am kind of about being on my mat, mainly because it kind of fires me up and makes me angry because I don't like to hurt that much. All right, reach back, grab the foot of the ankle and kick. So stretching makes me feel better, brings energy. Not to say we're not going to do some other things. So reach out long, engage your core, hold, and then release. Extend your left leg out, right arm forward, hold. Really draw the belly button in. This is about as hard as it's going to get with core work. And then swim it back. Grab your foot, your ankle, or your shin and kick it up. So I feel like stretching releases some really good chemicals in our body. Reach your arm and leg forward and hold. Versus doing all that contraction in my core or holding plank or anything really, really powerful like this, release, tends to bring some negative vibes. So we're gonna keep it positive today. Okay, so puppy pose, one of my favorites. Walk it out in front of you. Keep your hips right on top of your knees. Drop your chest. Now maybe the chest doesn't come that low, that's fine, but just try to separate your shoulders a bit so you get a little lower. If you can come all the way down, you want to bring your chin forward. If it's just your forehead, that's okay. But you want to feel this nice deep upper back stretch. And then walk it back in. Shift into a little movement, barrel rolling your chest or your neck, just to ease it up a little. Fan out your fingers really wide under your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift your hips, coming to our first downward facing dog. So pedal out through your heels, shift right and left. Broaden through the fingers, lots of space between your fingers. Roll the arm bones and the shoulders so that you separate the shoulder blades and broaden through the upper back. Now lift your tailbone and come all the way up to the balls of your feet. Press chest and belly back towards your thighs as you broaden through the upper back even more, and then lower your heels. Let's do that one more time. Lift the tailbone. Press way back, chest and belly into the thighs, and then lower your heels. forward, shift forward to plank. Now if you need to take your knees down, do so, but your hips are no higher than your shoulders if you're in plank. We're gonna take a really slow chaturanga and kind of hold an upward facing dog. So come forward, bend your elbows close to your rib cage, and then come all the way up into upward facing dog. Now lift the thighs off the mat so you're on the tops of the feet and the palms of the hands only. And just kind of shake your hips out a bit. Let them wiggle like your hips are hanging in a hammock with a nice breeze. Yeah. Maybe roll your neck one way or the other. And then slowly begin to press up, lift through the pit of the belly, downward facing dog. Let's find some stillness here in this dog. So inhale deeply and exhale. And even where there's stillness, there's subtle movement. Exhale, feeling yourself release deeper into the pose. One more time, big inhale and exhale. Go ahead and move your feet to the top of the mat and just hang here in ragdoll. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Then place your right hand in front of your right fingertips, bend your right knee, straighten the left, and open up into a twist. If it feels good, you can wrap the arm around you to your right hip. And then unwind, let's go to the other side. Left hand in front of left feet, toes, bend your left knee, straighten your right. If it feels good, wrap the hand around to the left hip. Unwind. Half lift, look forward, and then fold in. Inhale, half lift, and then fold in. Inhale, half lift, fold in, and then roll up one bone at a time to stand. Inhale, rise up. Take a moment, catch your breath, blink your eyes. So no practice of mine on my own on my mat is complete without sun salutations. I always start with sun salutations because it builds heat, it's total body. Inhale, rise with the arms. Exhale, big swan dive, fold forward. Sun A's here, 3 of them. Step back or float back if you'd like to plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, or if you need the knees down, come to low cobra and back into downward facing dog. You're gonna move a little more vigorously now to build some heat. Come to the balls of the feet and step or float the feet to the top of the mat. Fold in, root to rise, inhale, palms touch. Keep moving, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Step or float back to plank. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin on the inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Downward facing dog comes on the exhale. Gaze forward, come to the balls of the feet. Look where they're gonna go. Put them there. Fold in. Inhale, rise. Palms touch. Exhale, this is the third one. Inhale, half lift. Step or float back if you're ready. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Big solid inhale. Long, smooth exhale. From your down dog, just lift your right leg and bend your knee. Stack your hip up. Let's open up this hip flexor. Sometimes I will drop back into a flip dog. You can stay with just your leg up, or put the ball of the right foot down and then lift the hips, stretching out your psoas and your hip flexors. Right hand down, right leg high. Draw the knee into the shoulder or the elbow. And just hold there for a breath and then reach back out. Put that foot down. Left leg rises. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Open it up. Stay here or flip it. Always I turn the foot that's on the mat so that it's parallel to the mat. Toes pointing to the back of the mat. Lift through the hip. And then come back around. Right leg high. No, sorry, left leg high. And then draw the knee either into the shoulder or the elbow and just hold. Reach back up. And then put the foot down. Look forward, come to the balls of the feet. Move your feet to the top of the mat. Fold in. And then rise up. Palms touch above your head. I always like to take this side stretch. I love this side stretch. So grab your left wrist with your, your right wrist with your left hand. And then take yourself up and over to the side. Let the hips go in the opposite direction as you pull that right arm. And then come back to center. Maybe step the other foot out and change your wrist grab. Take yourself up and over. Come back to center, but leave your feet apart. Place your hands on your lower back, fingertips down like you've got them in the back pockets. Lift your heart and come back. Just to your degree. It's still early, we're still warming up. Just be careful with your neck. Inhale, rise up. Step to the top of the mat again. Bend your knees, Utkatasana chair pose. Sink low, squeeze the thighs together. I always like a twist here. It just always feels good to me. So hands to the heart center. Twist the right elbow across the outside of the left thigh. Pulling the thumbs in towards the center of the heart. Gaze up. Allow your exhale to bring you deeper into this twist. Now let's come back to center and go the other side. Left elbow across. Thumbs move to center of the chest. Gaze up. Sink your hips lower. And then back to center. Reach the arms above your head, Utkatasana. Stay a little longer. And then reach forward. Put your belly on your thighs as you sink your hips even lower in line with the knees. Quads firing up here. And then fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Step or float back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg rises, bend the knee, stack the hip. Draw the knee into the nose, core plank, and then place it beside the right thumb. Stay low in your lunge. Leave the left hand, reach the right arm high to twist. Bring the right hand down. And then rise up in a high lunge. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Front knee is bent right over the ankle. Lift the back knee. Don't allow it to droop. Yeah, sink even deeper in your hips. And then open up for warrior two. Gazing over your front fingertips. Deep into the front knee. Flip the front palm and then reach and then bring it back to reverse your warrior. Now begin to work to straighten the front knee and rebend. Straighten and rebend. One more time. And then float it down, frame the front foot. Step back. Take it through a flow. Inhale. And exhale. Left leg rises. Bend the knee. And then draw that knee into your nose and place it beside your left thumb. Leave the right hand, left arm twists open this time. Open up. Both hands down. Strong in the back leg as you rise for high lunge. Your knees right over the front ankle. Lift the back knee. Sink your hips lower. And then open for warrior two. Flip the left palm forward. Dance it back reverse. Start to straighten and bend your front knee. This time as you straighten and rebend, float it down, frame the front foot, step back, take it through a flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Big long inhale, big exhale. Move your feet to the top of the mat, fold in. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana chair pose. Sink the hips even lower. This time the left elbow goes across for the twist, thumb towards the middle of your chest. Sink your hips low. Come back to center and go to the other side. Sink your hips low. Utkatasana chair pose. Reach out to sink. Put your belly on your thighs into this fierce squat. Get down low, squeeze the thighs together, and then fold. Inhale comes the half lift, and then step or flip back to plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg rises, bend the knee, stack the hip. And draw the knee into the nose and then place it between the hands. Left hand stays, right arm rises to twist. Right hand down, come to your high lunge. Open up for warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach forward, and then bring it back. Start to straighten the knee this time just once. And then reach out like you're gonna shake somebody's hand out in front of you, coming into triangle pose. Take your right hand down either to the shin, the ankle, or all the way to the mat, but just make sure your shoulders are stacked one on top of the other. And expand your arms. Right hip shifts to your left, and the left hip shifts back, stacking them one on top of the other. Look up at your hand. Both hands down, frame the front foot, look forward, and then fold over your leg. Lift your gaze again. Move that right hand back to the inside of the foot, or if you need to, grab the ankle. Send the left bicep by the ear, extended side angle. Start to rise up, straighten the front knee, turn the toes in, palms touch above your head. Open the arms and fold forward. You can stay right here with the hands under the shoulders. You can grab the outside edges of your feet. Or if tripod headstand is in your practice, you can start to bring the knees to the back sides of the elbows, or press all the way up if you'd like. Lots of options here. Do what feels good. Do what makes your practice right for you today. When you're ready, we all meet in that wide-legged forward fold. And lift your gaze, lengthen your spine. Start to turn your toes out, bend your right knee, and then your left. And your right knee, and then your left. Working into the side, inner thigh stretch, hip opener. And then when you come to your left side at the back of the mat again, pause, and then frame your front foot. Come to the ball of your back foot. Leave your right hand, reach the left one open, twist. Both hands down, rise up, high lunge. Open up for warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach, and then bring it back reverse. Begin to straighten your front knee. Reach, 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 and then reach out like you're gonna shake somebody's hand and release the right hip behind you. The hand can come anywhere on the shin, the ankle, the foot, or the mat. Expand your arms, open up. Bring the right hand down to frame the front foot with the hands, and then fold forward. Now move that left hand back on the inside of the foot or to the ankle. Bend your left knee deeply. Bring the right bicep by the ear. Open your heart. Use some leverage on the inside of the thigh. Start to rise back up through warrior two. Turn your toes in, palms touch above your head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Leave the right hand under your face. Reach the left one up for a twist. If you want a little more in this twist, one thing that I like to do, I like to take my right hand to my left ankle and drop my right shoulder down. Maybe even wrap the arm around to the right hip. Unwind, fly your arms out by your shoulders. Hold here. And then place the left hand down, reach the right arm high. If you're going for that additional depth, you take your left hand to the right ankle, drop the left shoulder down, and then wrap the right arm around. Come back to central, fly your arms out, and then place them under your hands. Turn the toes out, start to bend the left knee, and then the right. The left knee, and then the right. One more time. When you come to the right side, go ahead and stay there. And then work that right arm in front of your right shin. Maybe you just stay right here, or maybe you take a twist, opening the left arm. Option to take the right hand behind you and bind. Work to get the right heel down. Unbind, and then work your way back to the left side. Hold here. Sometimes my left heel doesn't touch. I don't know why. Difference in my Achilles tendon's length, I think. We're all different. We all have our little idiosyncrasies. So just do the best you can and be where you are today. God knows I've got my idiosyncrasies. Made you smile, didn't I? All right. Open up, hands down. Shift to the right foot. Come to the ball of the back foot and move that right foot to the right edge of the mat. So if you're reading from left to right across your mat, you're hand, and then foot. Lizard lunge. Everybody that's taken my class ever knows this is probably my all-time favorite pose. Love hip openers. So you can stay here, you can drop your back knee for support, or you can come to your forearms. You can work the right shoulder underneath the right knee and just start to hug that shin in close. If you want to take an arm balance, you can start to lift the right leg off with the hands underneath. But do what's best for your practice today and what you know how to do safely. One thing I do love to do is I love to come up to straight elbows. This is a really deep hip opener. Come roll to the outside edge of your right foot and then stretch back. Press the right hand on the inner thigh and open your heart to the sky. And then unwind. Hands down on the inside of the foot. Tuck your back toes and step back to plank. Take it through a flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. For your downward facing dog, move the left foot to the outer edge of the left pinky finger, coming into lizard lunge on the left side. So now you know your options and what feels best and what your body is capable of. You can drop the knee if you need, come to the forearms, drop the shoulder behind the knee. So work to your degree today. Maybe it's different if you did this again tomorrow, it would be different. And it's totally different from yesterday, you know it is. Doing what feels best for you. Breathing into your hips. As always, I like to take that option where I work to the outer edge of my front foot and press away, hand on the inner thigh. And then place both hands down and then tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and move the right hand to the outside edge of your right pinky finger and sink yourself down into squat malasana. Prayer squat. One of my favorite poses. You could stay here, that's fine, or lift your hips with your hands planted and shake them out. Or I also like to take crow pose, so this gives me a little lift in your day. Bend your elbows back into chaturanga, arms, knees to the back sides of the triceps. And honestly, you can just stay in your squat if this is not available or if you don't feel like flying. But sometimes if I fly, it boosts my energy tremendously. And then place it back down. I don't know, it gives me some confidence. Makes me feel strong. Changes my perspective. One more time if you'd like to fly, or just lift your hips and shake them out. Widen your fingers really wide and shift forward. Belly button into the spine, cat your back. And then if you're ready, shoot back or step back out of your squat. Take it through a flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. From here, the right leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip, and then bring the right knee behind the right wrist to the right edge of the mat, and the foot comes behind the left wrist. Pigeon pose, half pigeon. I like to tuck my back toes and move my knee back so that I'm not right on the kneecap, but more on the thigh. Square your hips towards the front of the mat. Don't let yourself roll back. Left hip is in line with the right. If this hurts your knees, do this on your back and cross your right ankle over the top of the left thigh. You can recline it down halfway or all the way, and just let your breath release your hip. A really juicy twist I like is to reach the right arm up, other right, left arm high, and come to the back side of your left shoulder, and then twist your right arm around behind you. Either grab your shirt, back of your pants, or your foot. Let your left ear come towards the mat and relax your neck. Stay there or start to unwind. And then walk yourself back up. Quad stretch here. Really feels good to grab the foot behind you and stretch out your quads. I walk a lot, almost every morning. So stretching out my quads and my hamstrings and my Achilles are important to me. Scott and I tend to walk in the morning and sometimes again in the afternoon, which gives us like 5 miles a day. All right, release. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, step back. Rinse it out with a flow if you'd like, or just come to downward facing dog. Left leg rises, bend the knee, stack open the hip. And then bring that left knee behind your left wrist. Tuck your back toes and move your leg back. Come to your half pigeon in your way, whatever that may look like for you. Come into your forearms, coming all the way down to recline. And this time, if you're taking the twist, the right arm rises and you come to the back side of the right shoulder and wrap that left arm around. Relax your neck. Nice juicy twist. Long breaths. Exhale releases you even deeper. Breathe into your hips. And then begin to unwind yourself. Straight elbows. Coming into the quad stretch. Reach back with the right hand to grab the foot. Pulling the heel towards your booty. Stretching out your quad. Hamstring and psoas. All right, so release that leg behind you and just shift over to your left hip and swing your right leg around in front of you for Janu Shirshasana. So the left sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh and fold forward. Let's rise up. Extend both legs out in front of you for Paschimottanasana, arms above your head, and fold forward. So work to press your chest and your nose towards your feet, so you're lengthening through the lower back, even if you have to keep the knees bent. Coming forward and down. And come on up. And then this time put your right sole of your foot to the inner thigh of the left leg and fold forward. Long breaths here. Let that hip open. This time as you rise up, I want you to take that right foot and cross it to the outside of your left thigh. Left arm rises, right hand behind you, twist. Just pull the right knee towards your left armpit across the midline of your body, and then gaze over your right shoulder. Unwind and let's change. So just change it over and the left foot comes across, the right arm reaches and you twist. And then unwind. The soles of the feet together. Scoot your booty towards your heels. Open your thighs. Lift through your chest and fold forward. And rise up. Pull your knees together. So slowly begin to lower yourself down and ready yourself for Shavasana. Take any final postures you need, rocking side to side, happy baby, or even a twist. And then make your way down into your Shavasana when you're ready. Corpse pose. Sorry for all the noise here. Seems like everything's come alive. Hopefully it's around me, but hopefully it's coming alive within me as well, and you. I hope you can create your own go-to practice one day. Just get on your mat and play around and see how it feels and what feels best to you. Thanks for joining me and sharing in mine. Stay in your Shavasana just a little bit longer just because you deserve it. Go out and feel good and be good, but most of all, my sweet friends, do good.